Hello crafting friends, welcome to my podcast. My name is Barbara Radzavias. It's a lovely rainy day here today in Sydney, Australia. This is the 30th of September 2022, so last day of September. The year has gone so fast. In this podcast I thought we would have a look at the quilt top that I've made so far and how to make it, how to get on with it, and also wearing one. Beautiful Douglas cardigan by Andrea and Mowry. Perfect day to wear it. You can find me on Instagram, Geese Quilts, and just a bit more about my Douglas cardigan, which is, I call my grandpa cardigan. I think that's the name of the style, but it's so cozy, and this is the first time I've worn it really. It's a really, really comfy cardigan, and it looks so nice, fits really nice. And I used all of my Rowan tweeds in it, Rowan felted tweeds. I think the colours are just lovely. And I just wanted to make, something that really fits and feels comfy. And these are the buttons close up. The little mushrooms. Anyway, so nice and comfy. In this episode, I'm going to start a new project. Well, not a new project really. I've already done the top, and I've got like a nice selection of tops that I made in quilt tops that I made in lockdown. I needed something to do, just to keep saying. So some of my favorite Brights OK Facet Collective. So I had a nice little pile of those, and I thought, I have to use my fabrics that I've got. So this is one of the quilts that I've already made, the quilt top, and I'm going to show how to make it. It's so fast. It's just a rectangle with two squares sewn in to form triangles, and it's called a flying geese triangle, a flying geese quilt. So yeah, I've got it hanging on the wall here. I'll just flip my camera around. This is it. And it is very easy to make. I want to finish off this quilt because I think it will look nice on the couch or on the end of the bed, or for the kids to just have over them when they're having a nap. So yes, if anyone is interested in this pattern, this is how I make it. So you start with a rectangle, then you have two squares, and you just sew a diagonal. Then you press it and it comes out like this. I will do a sample to show how to do it, but I think this is a fabulous use of fabrics. These are my smaller pieces of fabric that I had left over, and I just wanted to use them. So I've used them in blocks, as you can see. So there's sections of 4s. So there's 4 of this, 4 of this, and so on. And I think it turned out nice and bright. Well, it couldn't fail to turn out nice and bright. And yeah, I didn't use any big prints, except for that one of Philip Jacobs just there, the flowers. And I wanted to use up the stripes that I'd purchased maybe 2 years ago. I just wanted to use up the stripes because I really don't know what else to do with them. And they were different thickness to the other fabrics, so I think this is a good use of them. I think this quilt overall goes together. As Brandon said, the more the merrier. If you like one and you think it needs a bit more, chuck in another 20. Well, all the fabrics go together, really. So I love it. So I will show you how to do one of the rectangles, one of the geese, and then you can set sail if you would like to make this pattern. It's a free traditional pattern, you know. No one has a copyright on it. It's one of those beautiful old patterns that people use to use up basically fabrics that they had, you know, from left over from clothes, or clothes that were no longer fitting, or, you know, that sort of thing. So it's a traditional pattern that uses up fabrics. This is called a scrap quilt, by the way. It's not really scraps, but you know what I mean. It's called a scrap quilt because I haven't used one type of fabric, you know, and then I added. So it's just a mixture of different patterns, really. So yeah, I love it. I really do love it. Do you think you'll have a go at it? I'll leave more in the description box also, so don't worry about that. And the pattern is called Flying Geese. This is the template for my flying geese. So I cut out 2 squares that are 4.5 inches square, and a rectangle that is 8.5 inches by 4.5 inches. And that is the cutting out size. That's with the seam allowances, 1/4 inch seam allowance all around. Next, and I like to do them in chain stitching, you know, I put them all together in one go. So I will attach one side of all my rectangles first, and I will sew a diagonal this way, and then I will sew a diagonal that way with the squares placed on top of the rectangle. And after that I will trim this way, 1/4 inch, fold this back to here and there back to there, and that will give you a nice goose. Let me know if you need any help with this. It's a very basic pattern, very easy and great for using up scraps, so perfect. You can hear the wind outside. This is just the end of winter weather, really. Amazing clouds. So windy. My little orchids are out in flower. This is the second blooming of a little orchid, this one. I'm trying to grow orchids too on my windowsill. They like it here. This is an easterly facing window. In the summer I will put the matchstick blind down, but at the moment they like the warmth. And John just got me this little orchid which has 3 beautiful sprays just coming out, and it's called a Barita orchid. I don't know what that means, but it's probably the name of the company. Also, we've got a new little orchid, a new little cactus to go with my other one that flowers. Is in his new little brum car. It's so cute. Yeah, so this is my garden. And there's the last of the little flowers. I love my garden. I love the outside garden also. It's sheltered down there. Oops. And the frangipani is coming out in leaves, flowers. And the jacaranda looks like a skeleton, but soon it will be popping. You can see the white tips on the ocean waves through the trees. It's lovely. And Kitty is taking it easy on the windowsill too. Hi, sweetheart. Hello, Veen. Hello, cat. She's such a beautiful cat. Hi, sweetheart. In this episode also, I took a morning over to my friend Judith, and we were pinning up one of her quilt tops for my granddaughter Emma for her graduation, university graduation. She has got a Bachelor of Arts in Education, and now she's doing her Masters. She's 22. So proud of her. And so, yeah, I went over to Judith and took a short video, and I'll include that also. It's how we pin up. I pin up my quilts, and Judith pins up her quilts the same way, and in a small area. So we don't have a large area to craft in, but we make the best of it. And it's how we pin up our quilts ready to have the binding put on and ready to be quilted. And that's the stage I'm up to now in this quilt top. Judith is pinning up a quilt, and this is how she does it. She's got a nice big cutting table with green mats and straight pins. I use curved pins, but Judith likes straight pins. And she's going to sew around the edge first. So straight pins around the edge and then quilt it. Put the binding on first and then quilt it. And she uses this little tool. So this is handy for straight pins. Yeah. Yeah. I don't use one of these, but they're very handy for fingers.
Don't want to use a blunt pen.
No, don't want holes in the fabric.
No, they can also make the fabric run.
Yeah, so that's how it works. Very nifty. So yeah, great process. Getting there. This is the next stage. So Judith is just sewing around the edge of the quilt and taking out straight pins. It will make a nice compact quilt then to do the quilting. I love this method. It's the one I use. Love Judith's sewing machine also. Perfect. Judith's finished sewing around the edge, and now she's going to trim.
Yeah.
So ready to sew the binding on.
So just need to make sure that these vertical lines are kind of vertical. Okay, that looks right now.
And that's a fiscus that she is using to rotary cut through the layers. See how perfect it comes out.
Always, always, always make sure to put the blade part in before
Yes.
you put it down anywhere, because those things are very dangerous.
Yes.
Where the people cutting.
That is the best advice. Make it a practice.
Okay. Still looking nice and vertical.
And Judith will continue on.
Looking at colours.
Judith is choosing threads.
You're always going to find that your grade colours or your dull colours are the best to choose.
That's
because, let's see, that's a bit similar but not quite.
What sort of threads are they that you use on
Resant
your...
is what I like.
Yeah.
It's a polycore with cotton wrapped, I believe.
Okay.
And,
Beautiful. Judith has a nice selection.
yeah.
Great.
I think
Her paints.
I like that one.
Yes, I do too. It's beautiful. This is a fabulous game for a quilter, especially a hexagon quilter. Can you believe it? My son Colin and his wife Shana bought it for my birthday last year, and I'm just having a look at it now, but it's a board game, and all these little tiles make patchwork quilts and cats. Can you believe it? It's so beautiful. It comes with a calico bag with hexagons on it. Cats. So many beautiful cats that just, I'm popping them out at the moment. They just pop out, and they're on really good grade cardboard, so it should last me a long time. Master Quilter. I imagine that's an award for getting the most tiles or something. I have to read the instructions too again. Embellishments. Oh, black and white hexagons. And here are the quilts. So each player gets a quilt, and they have to fill in the sections with the hexagons. What a beautiful board game. And it's called Calico, obviously. It's beautiful, isn't it? By Kevin Russ. I am going to have so much fun now popping out all these tiles ready to have a game with them. Look at the beautiful cats. And they all have names. This is beautiful. Tuxedo. My Levine, a calico. Beautiful. And Tibet, a beautiful ginger boy. So beautiful. I just can't wait to start now. I've got it out. That's so lovely. And all these little cats, all the little cat tiles are so beautiful too. Look at that. They're so lovely. So yeah, thanks Colin and Shanna. That's me signing off for this week, friends. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please keep safe and warm. Hope your power and everything returns soon. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. We're all passionate about crafting, quilting, knitting. Bye. See you next week.